A mile east from the heart of Detroit, one tower has faithfully kept watch over the city for nearly 150 years. Built by German immigrants with steady hands and a deep faith, the bell tower and steeple of St. Joseph Catholic Church had at one time been the tallest point in the city of Detroit, and the tone of their bells had served as a beacon of hope for the many generations of souls who were born, lived, and died in the shadow of their mighty perch. In the early 1880s, St. Joseph's father, John Friedland, called upon a young German immigrant named John Peter Schmidt to oversee the construction of the stone bell house. Schmidt and his wife Maria had been parishioners of the German parish since the construction of the grand church edifice in the early 1870s. And like their fellow parishioners, they longed for the completion of the tower of their church. Working off designs prepared by renowned German architect Franz Himpler, John Peter and his men began their work in earnest, employing elaborate pulley systems and scaffolding to put the massive stones in place. The octagonal tower would house the 6 large bells cast by McShane Foundry in Baltimore.
When I am drawn, I call to liturgy. Come, I praise the true God. I call the people. I assemble the clergy. I bewail the dead. I disperse storm clouds. I do honor to feasts.
John Peter Schmidt and his men completed the tower in 1883. And since Christmas morning of that year, when they were first rung to herald the birth of the newborn king, the bells of St. Joseph have boomed joyously and tolled plaintively across 15 decades of Detroit history. As the pioneers of the American automobile industry transformed the city into the engine of the Midwest, they rang out with authority. When a world war brought devastation to the German communities of America, they tolled in sorrow. As the Great Depression threw countless Detroit families into despair and despondency, they declared a hope for better things. As the arsenal of democracy made war, they earnestly pleaded to pray for peace. Through riots and rebellions, renewals that brought ruin, industrial collapse, ecclesial chaos, blight, bankruptcy, baptisms and benedictions, death, rebirth, they continued to cry out over the city of Detroit. And still, to this day, the bells of St. Joseph summon the faithful to worship, to repentance, to hope. But the tower that holds them is now in urgent need of repair. Time has taken its toll. In February of 2016, a fierce storm tore through the Gratiot corridor, ripping pieces of slate from the steeple of St. Joseph. For the first time in its long history, the church was closed to the faithful, and the mighty bells were silenced. But in October of that same year, the Institute of Christ the King Sovereign Priest assumed operation of the church. And, with their arrival, the work of restoration began. But there is still much to be done. The bell house, having served as a symbol of faith for nearly a century and a half, needs your help. Restoring this landmark is not just about preserving a piece of history. It's about ensuring that St. Joseph's Shrine continues to stand as a beacon of hope for future generations. The work has begun, but your contribution is essential. Together, we can take up the mantle of our German forebears in faith and make certain that this symbol of Detroit's resilience will endure for another 150 years.